Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the second video that I've recorded. I did put our wedding video up for the second one, but this is the look that you guys have really been wanting me to do. I do it on most of my clients unless they want just a regular blowout or like natural glamour curls. But this is the beachy wave look. I started, you'll see from my natural curl, which had not been, I don't think I washed my hair since today's Tuesday, February 11th. I don't think I washed my hair since Friday, this past Friday. So that was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I washed it today. So I started with my natural texture and it was totally disgusting, dirty. And then I washed it, blow dried it. I used a round brush to blow dry it. By no means do you guys have to do that. You can use a paddle brush, and I'm going to plan on doing a tutorial so that you can see how to use a paddle brush versus a round brush, because I know it's super difficult to do that to your own hair. So stay tuned to see this look from start to finish. Bear with me, I did not have makeup on the very first half of this video because I have to brush my hair out and blow dry it as soon as I get out of the shower. I don't have that option to let my curl sit in, or it just gets really weird. So here is the tutorial right now. Alright, so this is my natural curl, and then this is my hair right after I showered. This is the Kenra Daily Provision. It is a detangler, and it helps just brush out all of my crazy, insane tangles that I get from having curly hair. And then this is the Kenra Root Boost Spray Foam. It is one of my go-to products, honestly. It doesn't weigh your hair down. It gives you some volume, but it doesn't make it crusty or greasy. It helps with hold. It is something that I try to use on everybody just to give volume. So I'm going to rough dry my hair a little bit before I put a styling product through the ends. It's just to kind of get the moisture out of hair, so that way you're not just building up product on sopping wet hair. And then you definitely do not want to pick up a brush before you have gotten a lot of the moisture out. A lot of people say, why does my brush get tangled in my hair? Why does it take me 3 years to blow dry my hair? And that's why, is because you're using a brush way too soon. So I'm just going to rough dry my hair pretty much until about 75% dry. So now it is pretty much 75% dry. I'm putting Silkening gloss throughout the ends. I couldn't show you guys the product because it was so shiny. So I'm going to do a recap at the end, showing all the products, what they look like and everything. Kenra's packaging is just really silvery shiny. So I'll continue to rough dry just a tiny bit more after I have the Silkening gloss in it, just to get a lot of that water out, just to make it a little bit more dry. Alright, the OG blow dry spray. It is my favorite product from Kenra. It protects from the heat, it speeds up the blow dry, it smooths it out, it smells freaking awesome. So I spray that in my hair a couple times, and then I pick up my Olivia garden brush. It's the NT64. It's the perfect size for my length of hair because my hair's like shoulder, a little past shoulder length, so you shouldn't really, when you're using a round brush, you shouldn't really have to turn it more than 2 or 3 times. If you're using this tiny little round brush and you're turning it and turning it and turning it, not only are you going to have carpal tunnel by the end of the day, but it's going to get tangled in your hair if it's long. If you have shorter hair, that's fine, but I kind of like to compare this size of round brush to a baseball. So I'm going to start round brushing my hair, obviously, and just do it section by section. I don't like to clip off my hair, probably just because I've been doing it so long, but you can totally section off your hair like half by half by half, but I just kind of like to freehand it. So doing my bangs, I like to over direct towards the front. That way I get a little bit of that swoop when after I'm doing the beachy waves. I like to have it covering my forehead a little bit. So that's what I'm trying to do right there. And then you can push it to the other side, blow dry it to the other side, and you won't have a calyx, so your hair kind of can go both ways just like that. So I'm going to continue to do this until everything's smoothed out. Like I said, you can totally section off your hair. You do not have to do it completely wild like I do, but I'm more of like a texture and I just like to feel. So my hair was a little bit too damp there to use with the round brush, so I had to rough dry it a little bit more and then pick back up the round brush. So you want to make sure that your hair is totally and completely bone dry. Like, you have to have all of the moisture out when you're round brushing or your hair is going to get frizzy again. So you want to make sure it's the driest of dry hair before you're done. You can totally use a paddle brush instead of a round brush. I know it's a little bit awkward. I know I talked about that in my intro, that I'm going to do a paddle brush one. I just like to use a round brush because it gives my hair more volume in the long run. And it smooths it out a little bit more than a paddle brush just because of how curly and textured my hair is. Alright, so it's getting dry. It seems like it's taking forever, but I think this blow dry only, in reality, not sped up, took me maybe 10 minutes, so it's not that bad. So just double checking for moisture everywhere, making sure it's dry, feels good, getting all those curls out. I can't with the no makeup. I'm so sorry, guys. Like, looking at this right now, it hurts me, but I had to. I can literally not wait a minute to blow dry my hair, or it just gets really curly and then I have to fight it, and it's just super annoying. So, alright, it's all dried, so everything's good to go. I'm gonna go put some makeup on, and here we go. So now I'm gonna flat iron just my roots and my ends. If you do not have curly hair, you do not have to do this. If you have stick straight hair, or, you know, for the most part straight hair, you do not have to do this part. But if I do not put a flat iron to my roots or my ends, they will get curly again, just because I need that extra heat to smooth everything out. So I'm gonna just do all my roots, all my ends, and then I will be ready to curl it. Now I'm going to section my hair off now that it's completely straightened where I need it to be. I'm going to do just a little bit less than half. I have very thin hair. If you have more hair, you can do smaller sections, but I don't need, really honestly, more than just a half and a half. So this is the Babyliss or Babyliss or whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it something different. Pro. It is 1 1/4 inches. I have about 30,000 people that ask me what size barrel. 1 1/4 inches. I am going to start stocking these in the salon, so they'll be able to be purchased. I believe, I don't actually, you know what, I don't know the price of them. I'm not even going to try to pretend. So, okay, so that section is about 2 inches wide. Again, if you have extremely thick hair, you can take smaller sections. However, the biggest problem with this look is people overthinking the beachy wave look. It's supposed to be effortless, easy, messy. So you want to leave about 2 to 3 inches at the bottom right there to see that wave. So it's not, it doesn't end up like a Kardashian curl. So you want to leave that end out. So now after past the ear, you can start alternating towards your face if you'd like to get more of that messy look. I always curl away from my face at first because I don't like to feel like little Bo Peep curling towards my face. I just kind of think it looks kind of old school with beach waves. I just don't prefer it. So I'm going to continue on the other side, curling away from my face, leaving that end out. Hold it for just a few seconds. If you use this iron, I think the highest goes to 50. I am using it on 35. Again, I have very fine hair, and if I use it too high, my hair will smell burned. So I'm going to continue that, and if you want to do the back, you can kind of just over direct it to the sides. You don't have to worry about it being curled to your scalp because, again, this is a loose textured look. It does not have to be perfect. And there's my cool bun on the top. So I'm going to go towards this, it's the second section now. I'm going to go away from my face again. And see how I pull it towards the end? That is just simply to smooth the end out again for me because my hair is so curly. Don't think it's some like fancy thing. You can totally get that just from pulling the curling iron out. You don't have to drag it down. See how big that section is even right there. It does not have to be small. Alright, continuing on the other side, away from my face. You can also add in another heat protectant, like something you spray before you curl, if you like a little bit of a harder hold, but my hair holds curl pretty well just because it's so curly. Over directing that back, that way I don't have tons of super tight curls. This is the second to last section, I believe. You can kind of play with these sections. You can do every other way. So these are my bangs. These, I am so particular about my bangs. I usually curl a little bit lower. See how I pulled that curl down more because I don't want a ton of curl in my bangs. Alright, this is the top section, so I'm going to do all of this section away from my face again. This is part of my bangs, so I'm going to curl a little looser. Alright, now that it's all curled, you want to keep your curls completely coiled until you're done. You want to let them cool. This is the dry texture spray. It is so good in so many ways. It smells amazing. And it just kind of defines your curls. It dirties your hair. I know it sounds weird, but when your hair's super clean, you need a little bit of dirtiness with your curls. It gives it that tasseled look. So you want to spray it and then just kind of finger through your curls just like I'm doing right now. Kind of conform your curls how you want. I can kind of form them just with my hands so that way if I want them a little bit tighter, you can kind of pull them tighter. You can use a brush if you want to brush them out. I prefer to just kind of tousle them just like this. This is the Artformation Kenra hairspray. The hold is 18 on it. It says it's a firm hold on the bottle, but I 100% think it's more of a light to medium hold. You can use it when your hair is straight, curly, curled, and this is the finished look, guys. I really hope you like it. I hope this was helpful.
A rundown of these products. Please ignore my fingernails. I am like the absolute worst at taking care of them. This is the first product that I use. I sprayed it in my hair before I brushed it. It is the Kenra Daily Provision. It is a leave-in conditioner. It's really light. I actually have really fine hair and it does not weigh it down. So I usually do 2 or 3 sprays of this before I brush it with just a normal wet brush. This one is literally, it's the most basic one you can get. It helps with breakage and tangles. It's absolutely amazing. I think you can get them at Target or Walmart, pretty much anywhere. I know you can even get them at stores like Justice, the little girl store, and I know Amazon has them too. Then I sprayed the boosting spray foam in my roots just to give it a little bit of hold. I don't have color at my root right now. I haven't colored it since September and it's February, so my hair gets a little limp. Kenra does their products by numbers. I think like the lowest is like a 6, but it's by hold. So this is number 17, and I know it goes up to 30, I'm pretty sure is the highest. So it's kind of right in the middle. It's not going to weigh it down in the sense of like get greasy or weird. But it's my favorite like root booster. Instead of like a mousse, this is my favorite. I tend to go through it very quickly though, so that's kind of a bummer, is that you have to use a lot of the product. So then my all-time favorite, and if you are a client of mine, you know this, is Silkening Gloss. It is my absolute favorite product besides the blow dry spray from Kenra. It doesn't have any hold to it, which is nice because it doesn't make your hair stiff. You put it on after you brush it out and put your your root booster on there. I usually do 2 to 3 pumps on a normal person. I usually do 1 to 2 on my hair just because it's so fine. It doesn't really make your hair greasy, but it definitely, can. So then I blow dry halfway with that, and then my go-to favorite product, blow dry spray. It is a heat protectant. It smooths your blow dry out. It speeds your blow dry up. So it's just honestly one of the best products in the world. And it smells like you're on a beach somewhere. So I do 2 to 3 mists of this when my hair is halfway dry. Actually over halfway, about 75% dry. I put this on there and then I grab my round brush. After it's all dry, you've got your hair curled or flat ironed or whatever you want to do style wise. The dry texture spray is amazing. It does add a little bit of definition to it, which is great for beach waves. The hold is a 6, so it's not like it's got a lot of hold, but it's nice to just kind of like dirty your hair up when it's really clean and just kind of laying there. And then one of my favorite hairsprays from Kenra is the Artformation spray. It's an 18 hold, so it does have some hold. Like, I wouldn't say it's a firm hold hairspray. I would say it's more of a medium, because Kenra hairspray, I don't know, there's 25 and then there's 30, and those are like seriously like your hair is glued. Look at Sadie laying there. Your hair is like glue. It doesn't move. It's great for updos, but this is just kind of nice for like an everyday flyaway or just beach wave, or even like a flat iron if your hair kind of moves throughout the day and you don't want it to. So this is what I usually finish it off with.
I hope you guys like this look. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and comment if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.